This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hey everybody. Top 10s are a staple of the gaming community. Let's face it, everybody likes a good countdown. Everybody used to listen to Casey Kasem's top 40, okay, to hear what was the #1 song. People love countdowns. Well, especially in the gaming world, countdowns are a very big thing. But the way I see it is just a little bit different. #1, when people count down things, it's their opinion, and who really cares what I think, okay? It's nice to have different opinions from different people, and I think that really works, but I thought I'd do something different. And this top 5 here is essentially something different. It's telling you what I'm looking forward to. Maybe it's something you don't know about, and maybe it's something you can investigate, and maybe it'll enter your top 10. Now, top 10s are too big, because sometimes you end up filling things and you have to put things in there that you're really not interested in. Top 20s, you really have to stretch. I think top 5s are just perfect for what we're trying to accomplish here. So, without further ado, I do have some honorable mentions, though. One of the games that I am looking forward to, and I actually wrote this down, was Drowned Earth. Drowned Earth looks very interesting. It's on Kickstarter right now, and I'm kind of curious how it'll all come together. The theme looks pretty good. The miniatures look great. Now, if they can only, I'm kind of curious how you're going to be able to develop that story, because supposedly there's supposed to be a poll and that'll develop the story. Now, what if the story goes away that you lose total interest in? That's a whole nother thing, isn't it? The other thing I'm going to call as a runner-up is I actually have the rule book here, and it's called Mad Dogs with Guns. Now, what I'm curious to see is the figures when they come out. But this is Wargaming in the Gangster. So I can imagine just running around, and after reading this a little bit, I'm kind of curious to see how these will all come out and how you can fit this in and what figures you can use for it. So I'm still looking forward to the figures coming out. But I have an advanced copy of the rules. Mad Dogs with Guns, a gangster era game. So that's a little different for a war game. Now let's get on to our top 5, after we've given you a couple that we're curious about. At number 5, easily, the game that I'm looking forward to, I actually have an advanced copy of. So I'm looking forward to painting this and getting it to the table after reading a little bit more about that. And getting the advanced copy of Blood and Plunder for me in 2017 is a game that I want to get to the table. It's just full of, first of all, when you add boats into it, I mean, how can you go wrong? And then, of course, the Spanish, the French, the English, everybody, and the way you can make this a role-playing type of game. I've got to hand it to Firelock Games. I think they got a real winner here. So this is my number 5. So we're going to give this a good look at it very soon, fortunately, because we do have our hands on it. At number 4, and the only reason I'm kind of hesitant with this is #1, it's the biggest company in the world, and every time I've got sucked in, I feel like I got burnt in some way. Number 4 is a game that I have played over 30 years, and every single time I feel I get burnt in some way, because all of a sudden the rules just get so crazy and out of control that the game becomes lopsided. The game I'm looking forward to is the new 40K, the 8th edition. Can they fix it and break it into 3 parts the way they're talking about, to the point where if I just want to play a game with somebody, it just stays simple. It doesn't have to get completely crazy and out of control and lopsided, and then one guy is able to take out everybody on the table. Can they make the game where it's has that Warhammer feel, but finally be a skirmish game where it can go either way? That is what I'm really hoping for. I love 40K. I love the lore. I love the Space Marines, the Necrons, the Eldar, the Orcs. The models are the best in the world. Now we just need that rule set that maybe finally just locks it down. It's supposed to be built by the fans, but you know something? Let's hope that they fixed it and made it right and made it fun and made it playable. Now, the advanced rules where you're going to go play in tournaments, you know something? That's all great and dandy, but how many tournaments am I going to get into here in Little Grand Island? Not many. That's why when they built a lot of this, it was built for tournament play. Now maybe they can make it where it's kind of, it has 3 sections to it: your tournament play, your advanced rules, and then your your beginner rules. If they do that, I think they can have it. They'll suck me in, and then here we go. Let's get on the bus and see what happens. And number 3 is a board game with miniatures, but it's one that I am looking forward to. Very, very much so. And that's Swords and Sorcery. I looked at this, and I've looked at some of the rules, and I've looked at what they're doing, and it has that Hero Quest feel, and I am a sucker for Hero Quest. I am a sucker for dungeon crawls. I love them. It's supposed to be out within the next month, so I'm looking forward to getting a hold of this, getting it painted up, getting the table, and playing this, and seeing what they do with it next. Does it become something where we're terribly disappointed and we move on? I really hope not. But at number 3, this really holds a lot of hope. Everybody really bought in on it, and there's supposed to be a lot of great things that go with it. And from what I've seen so far, I like what I see. I hope it lives up to everything that I hope it is. We can only hope. The next game is Star Saga. Yes, Star Saga. Yeah, you never would think about it, especially with how bad I've jumped on Manic games. Okay, I have delivered the elbow from the top rope one too many times. Number 1, cutting multiple box sets and having pieces missing, and just overall just mistake after mistake. Bad miniatures from a company that's supposed to be a miniature company. I think they've turned things around. I've noticed that the latest editions, which even, especially with Dungeon Saga, this dragon is absolutely beautiful. We got to get him painted, and we got to get him to the table. But as we've been playing, the kids and I, we've enjoyed that game. That is a go-to game. And for Victoria to go, you know something, I really like that game. Can we play it again sometime? And this is the girl that doesn't really like a lot of games. It's Talisman or nothing. But when she says she likes Dungeon Saga, we've got a home run on our hands. And the role-playing aspect and how it builds, this is very old school, and I really like it. Now you take and you put a sci-fi setting to it. I get sucked in on 2 things: dungeon crawls and anything outer space games. Sci-fi games, forget it. I'm in. Count me in. I don't care. I don't even look. Just take the money out of my pocket. It's as simple as that. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. I hope they've learned from some of the mistakes that they had with Dungeon Saga, and they correct them, and they really make a good game. From what I see of those miniatures, they look fantastic. Let's hope it all turns out well. And most of all, turns out great, because if they win, we win. And that's the best thing. Now, this next game, the number 1 game that I am excited about that's coming out this year was a Kickstarter. As a matter of fact, I think it's still up on Kickstarter. It funded, so I'm excited, and it's due out in November. Can they hit that date? I don't know. It's scheduled for November 2017, so it does qualify for this list. But it is a game I have always, like I said, I'm a sucker for sci-fi, but I am a sucker for space battles. Anything outer space, count me in. I love flying ships. I love the whole thing about it. But when then you tell me that you're going to make a space game in 285th scale, now you really got me. You got my attention. And this game is on Kickstarter, and you can see it, and I think you could still fund it if you want to. But I'm looking forward to it coming out, and hopefully it hitting retail by the end of the year, and that's Star Eagles. I'm really interested in this. I kind of got a little peek at the rules, and I said, okay, this kind of has a full thrust feel to it, which was one of my favorite games until they came out with the Fallons, and then I kind of felt weird playing with it in front of my kids. Look that one up. Yeah, it sounds as bad as it is. But it was a game that I really enjoyed. It was a good system. The ships were beautiful and huge. I hope and I pray that they can get this right and that they can do this correctly. This would be a lot of fun, and it's all in one box, and I am really looking forward to it. And I actually wrote the company Janisha Games to get a little more information, which they were happy to provide, especially since I'm going to be talking about it. Let's hope this really turns out to be everything that I think it's going to be, because that's going to be great. So let's go over them real quick, and I'll run them down again. At number 5, Blood and Plunder. We have it. We're excited about it. We're going to get it to the table. Hopefully, it's a winner for you guys as well. The new 40K. Don't disappoint us this time. But like they said, this is the new Games Workshop. Remember, the box set games have been wonderful. They've done things. They've improved things. I'm excited. You're excited. Let's make it. That's the only reason that this is at number 4, is the amount of heartbreak over the years. Swords and Sorcery. Come on. You can do it. Let's get it in my hands. Okay, it's coming to retail soon. I can't wait. I'm excited for it. Number 3. Number 2, Star Saga. I can't believe it. Yeah. A Manic Games at number 2, but I have to admit, I'm sucked in. October can't get here fast enough. I can't wait to get my hands on this. If they're out there, if they hear me, anything, I just want them to know. Listen, send me a copy. Let's see if we can be friends again. And then number 1, Star Eagles. Take a look at it on Kickstarter. For me, it's exciting. It's something I'm looking forward to. Now, there's some other games out there that I'm interested in, but these are the top 5 that I put. I could have easily done a top 10 here, but I think just keeping it the 5 that I'm most excited about and the ones I wanted to talk about would be easy enough. I hope you enjoy this. If you did, I'll do more of these, because I've got a ton of them in the bag where we can talk about a whole bunch of things. But leave me your comments, let me know what you think, and we will go from there. As for now, I think we've rounded it out. I hope you enjoy all the pictures. Go to the Kickstarters and check them out. You can find them there. Go to Games Workshop to check out the new 40K. Blood and Plunder, go to firelockgames.com. Blood and Plunder, check it out, and also check it out on Miniature Market. You could see that they're going to be carrying it very soon, our wonderful sponsors. Until next time, I'm Rob Warren. I hope you enjoyed this, and we will see you soon.